Good afternoon to all. I am Aarti, student of Medical Biotechnology, going to give a presentation on topic ESR spectroscopy. Let's discuss what is it. ESR spectroscopy, that is electron spin resonance, is also known as electron paramagnetic resonance. It is absorption spectroscopy similar to NMR, possible only with molecules having unpaired electrons. Instead of radio waves in NMR, microwaves is used in ESR. A principle on which it based is that fact that an electron is a charged particle. It spins around its axis and this causes it to act as a tiny bar magnet. When a molecule or a compound with an unpaired electron is placed in a strong electric field or strong magnetic field, the spin of unpaired electron can align in two different ways, creating two spin states. That is, magnetic spin is equal to plus or minus half. The alignment can either be along the direction parallel to magnetic field, which is correspond to lower energy state, that is magnetic spin is equal to minus half. Opposite, anti-parallel to the direction of applied magnetic field, that is magnetic spin is equal to plus half. The two different alignment have energies, and this difference in energy lifts the degeneracy of electron spin state. The energy difference is given by a whole equation, that is delta E equal to plus E minus E equal to h nu. Here a G factor m beta B comes. Next, here we seen the graph between two different energy levels or change in energies. Here in this equation, h is a Planck's constant whose value is 6.626 into 10 raised to power minus 34. Nu is the frequency of radiation, beta is the Bohr magneton, B is the strength of magnetic field in Tesla, and G factor. G factor is a unitless measurement of the intrinsic magnetic moment of electrons, and its value for free electron is 2.0023. The working of electron spin resonance, that is ESR, is written here. Although the equation permits a large combination of frequency and magnetic field value, the great majority of EPR measurements are made with a microwave in 9000 to 10,000 MHz region. EPR spectra can be generated mostly by keeping the photon frequency fixed, varying the magnetic field incident on the sample. Here we see the frequency is fixed. Okay. A collection of paramagnetic centers such as free radical is exposed to microwave at a fixed frequency. By increasing an external magnetic field, the gap between the energy state is widened until it matches the energy of microwaves. At this point, unpaired electron can move between their two spin states. Since there typically are more electrons in lower state, due to Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, there is a net absorption of energy. It is this absorption that is monitored and converted into spectra. Let me discuss the instrumentation. Klystron. Klystron tube acts as a source of radiation. It is stabilized against temperature fluctuation by immersion in an oil bath or by forced air cooling. The frequency of non-chromatic or monochromatic radiation is determined by the voltage applied to klystron. It is kept a fixed frequency by an automatic control circuit and provide a power output of about 300 milliwatt. Next is waveguide or a wave meter. The wave meter is a put in between oscillators and attenuator to know the frequency of microwave produced by klystron oscillator. The wave meter is usually calibrated in frequency unit megahertz instead of wavelength. Waveguide is a hollow rectangular brass tube. It is used to convey the wave radiation to sample and crystal. Next is Attenuator. Attenuator, the power propagated down the waveguide may be continuously decreased by inserting a piece of resistive material into waveguide. This piece is called variable attenuator. It is used in varying the power of sample from full power of klystron to one attenuated by a force of 100 or more. Next is isolator. Isolator, it is a device which minimizes vibration in frequency of microwave produced by klystron oscillators. Oscillators are used to prevent the reflection of microwave power back into radiation source. It is a strip of ferrite material which allow microwaves in one direction only. It also stabilizes the frequency of klystron. Sample cavities. It is the heart of ESR spectrometer is the resonant cavity containing the sample. The sample is contained in resonance cavity. Rectangular cuvettes or a sample, that is TE120 cavity, or a cylindrical, that is TEO11 cavity have wide been used. In most of ESR spectrometer, dual sample cavities are generally used. This is done for simultaneous observation of sample and a reference material. Since magnetic field interact with sample to cause spin resonance, to sample is placed where intensity of magnetic field is greater. Coupler and matching screws. The various components of microwave assembly to be coupled together by making use of eries or slots of various size. Crystal detector. A silicon crystal detector which converts the radiation in DC has widely been used as a detector of microwave radiation. Next is magnet system. The resonant cavity is placed between poles piece of an electromagnet. The field should be stable and uniform over a sample volume. The stability of field is achieved by energizing the magnet with a highly regulated power supply. The ESR spectrum is recorded by slowly varying the magnetic field through resonance, condensed by sweeping the current supply to magnet by a power supply. Next is modulation coil. The modulation coil, or a modulation of signal at a frequency consists with good signal noise ratio in crystal detector, is accomplished by a small alternating variation of magnetic field. The variation is produced by supplying an AC signal to modulation coil oriented with respect to sample in same direction as a magnetic field. Last, the display device. In order to observe the signal or a system is connected to PC where we see the recorded graph or a spectrum. This picture shows the whole device or instrument that is consist or included in ESR spectrometer. Here we see the applications of electron spin resonance spectroscopy ESR. ESR spectrometry is one of the main methods of studying transition metals containing metalloproteins to determine the rate of catalysis, to know about the active site geometry, to study denaturation and protein foldings, in study relating to enzyme-ligand interaction, in biological studies or systems ESR also used, study of free radical study of naturally occurring substance such as mineral with transition element, minerals with defects, hemoglobin, petroleum, coal, rubber. Thank you for listening my presentation. So this is my presentation. Thanks.